What's up, truck drivers? It's Kenny again. I wanted to make a video about a stock that I found that relates to truck driving and is a stock that I'm going to be putting some money into over the next few weeks or so. I know I didn't get much feedback on that video about investing, but you know, if you want to invest in something, this is just kind of an idea, something that I'm going to be putting some money into. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, help me build the channel up if you like the content. So this stock that I found is called Hyliion, and I believe the ticker symbol is HYLN in the stock market. And I'm not a financial advisor, I'm just a truck driver, but I watched a couple of people that I keep track of on YouTube have talked about this for quite some time. I did some more research today because I noticed the stock has come down some and maybe a good buying opportunity. But Hyliion, what they do is they focus on big trucks, all right? And their product that they already have available and it's already on the road, it turns your back drive axle into an electric axle, and it cuts fuel costs by like 50%. And basically, like, it charges itself like from the momentum of the truck and from the engine and stuff. And it also, I believe, has an APU that is a part of the system. And it's pretty fucking badass, guys. And a lot of companies are interested in it. It basically just, it like turns any big truck into a fucking hybrid. And it's pretty awesome. I mean, the Asian My Show, which is not a stock channel, it's a truck driver channel, I saw a video of his where he actually went there and talked to him, and he got to ride in it, you know, and they talked all about it. You might go search for that video. Hyliion. I'm telling you, they're a new company. They just went public through a SPAC, special acquisition, whatever it is. And they've only been public for a few months. And they had shot all the way up to like $60 and then came back down, and now they're trading for about 25. And to me, it seems like a really great value, and I think I'm going to start buying some of it. And then the other product that they have that I don't believe is on the road yet is really exciting to me. It's an electric truck, but it's not like the Teslas and stuff like that you have to plug in. So basically what they did was they created an all-electric truck, but under the hood they put an engine that runs on propane, and that engine charges the electrical system. So you don't have to plug it in, you just fill it up with propane. And then whenever the battery starts running low, the engine where a normal engine would be starts up and charges the battery pack. And that's pretty fucking badass, guys. I mean, you're talking about zero emissions because of the way that natural gas, propane, whatever, the natural gas, if you get the natural gas that's sourced a certain way, it actually makes the truck negative emissions. And you know, I mean, that's, you know, a lot of truck drivers seem like they're kind of against the whole electric truck type of concept. But the concept of not having to plug it into a charger and it charging itself with a little propane generator or whatever, I mean, that's just an amazing product. I mean, you know, what do truck drivers hate about modern engines? They hate the goddamn DEF and the emission system. And this thing just like basically bypasses that to where you don't have to have a PACCAR with all this emission stuff on it and everything. You don't have to worry about that because the emissions is what breaks down more than anything on a truck. And it's, you know, a well-known fact that electric vehicles don't have all the maintenance issues and stuff that internal combustion engines have. You know, they have way less maintenance. Like, you buy a Tesla versus buying a Ford, you know, you're going to have way less maintenance associated with owning an electric vehicle because there's just a lot fewer parts. You know, instead of having an engine with all of these components, you just have an electric motor. You know what I mean? And there's just a lot less breakdowns and stuff like that. So, I mean, and then on top of that, on the Asian My Show, he got to ride in that one as well, because although it's not on the market yet, they do have some of the trucks. And he said it might be the fastest big truck he's ever been in. I mean, another well-known fact about electric vehicles is that, you know, like a Tesla, that fucker will pin you back against the seat. That's like a 4 seconds, 0 to 60 in 4 or 5 seconds. You know, the electric motors are powerful. And so, you know, I can imagine that you're going to be able to pull hills better. There's just so many advantages to have an electric vehicle, you know, that I personally can't wait to get a chance to, you know, sometime throughout my career have an electric truck, or, you know, get the opportunity to drive a hybrid or electric assist like what Hyliion's putting out. So, I mean, personally, I think it's a really good, you know, potential investment, especially for a truck driver, because, you know, like Warren Buffett and all of these stock guys, they always say that you shouldn't buy a stock which is part of a business when you can't really understand the business, you know, and a lot of us may have a hard time like really having a firm grasp of some of these businesses that we would typically be buying in the stock market. But with a company like this that's focused on our industry, you know, we might have a better understanding of how that would impact us on the road as truck drivers, and therefore maybe have a better understanding of the company. And since it's like a new opportunity, that's a newer company, it's got a lot of room to grow, you know, and you know, according to the CEO, and you know, you can just imagine that, you know, all of these big companies, they're all interested in saving money on maintenance and fuel. Those are the two biggest expenses, you know, breakdowns and maintenance, and then fuel costs are like the two biggest expenses. So if they can get these vehicles that have way lower maintenance and that also reduce their fuel costs, it's a cost savings for the company, and you know, just saves them headaches in general. So I can see how a lot of trucking companies, when this becomes more widely available, will be really interested in it, and may cause that company to just blow up and the stock to double or triple over the next few years. You know, I think that a lot of the people that talk about these stocks, and when I watch videos about stocks and I see these guys who are stock guys talking about Hyliion, you know, they don't really have an understanding of what we do. And so they think, you know, well, you know, it could take 10, 15 years for this technology to develop, but they don't really realize that these trucking companies, you know, they only keep the trucks for 400,000 miles. I mean, we're only, you know, the turnaround time for a trucking company is every few years. You know, every few years, the trucks are about to go out of warranty and it's time to turn them over. So I think that if Hyliion gets the capacity to produce enough of these things, which is, you know, they're ramping up right now, that, you know, in just the next 3 or 4 or 5 years, we could see a lot of these on the road. And they're already working with like Penske and some of these more truck rental type companies like Penske and what's the other main one that I see all the time, Ryder, and some of these are already running these systems on their trucks. And I think it's gonna blow up. I mean, because you've got other companies that are trying to do similar things, but like with Tesla, the batteries would be too heavy and you'd have to sit there too long trying to charge it. Plus the chargers are not available for big trucks. And then, you know, what's the other one? Nikola, theirs is more of like a hydrogen fuel cell based thing, which, you know, would take tons of infrastructure for you to be able to fill those up. Whereas these guys are using natural gas. You know, I mean, I just fueled at a truck stop a minute ago that had natural gas fueling. I mean, so that infrastructure is already kind of there and rolled out. And I think that it could be really successful, and it might be a really good opportunity to buy when it's trading in this $20 to $30 range, especially seeing that it had already gone up to, you know, in the 50s and 60s, which is kind of the way SPACs work anyway. They come out at $10, and then a lot of times they get real hyped up and get real high, and then after the merger completes, they drop and then start rising. And that's kind of where we are right now, is after the merger completed and the stock dropped back down to reasonable levels, and it seems like a really good time to buy it, guys. So if you're interested in investing in something, it might be a good idea to take a look at this, since it's something that truck drivers maybe have a little bit more of a stake in and a little bit more of an understanding of how it could work. Again, that company is Hyliion, HYLIION, and the ticker symbol on the New York Stock Exchange is HYLN. So yeah, hit the subscribe button, give me a like, and thanks for watching.